Yes, sir. Suddenly, it was I who found the body of this man. This morning, as usual, I went to cut my daily cut of cedars when I found the body in a grove in the mountains. Exact location? About 150 meters off the Yamashina Stage Road. It's an eye out of the way grove of bamboo and cedars. The body was lying flat on its back dressed in a bluish silk kimono. Also, I found a headdress of Kyoto style. A single sword stroke had pierced the breast. There were fallen bamboo blades around it. There was nothing else on the place, neither a horse nor a sword, except the rope which I found at the root of the center nearby. And, well, I also found a headdress, that's all. Apparently, he must have made the battle before he was murdered.
It was about noon yesterday. The unfortunate man was walking toward Sakiyama with a woman accompanying him. It's got to be his wife. A headdress on her head and the parasol hid her face from a view. All I saw was the color of her clothes, a lilac-colored suit. The lady's height? About 4 feet 5 inches. Since I'm a Buddhist priest, I took little notice about her details. Oh well, the man was armed with a sword. Little did I expect that he would meet such a fate. Truly human life is as evanescent as the morning dew or a flash of lightning. My words are inadequate to express my sympathy.
The man I arrested is a notorious called Tajomaru. He was groaning on the beach at Awataguchi. It was in the early hours of last night. For the record, I must say that the other day. I tried to arrest him but unfortunately he escaped. Tajomaru must be the murderer. Of all the robbers prowling around Kyoto, this Tajomaru has given the most grief to the women in the town. Last autumn, a wife who came to the mountain at the back of the Pandora of the Torii Temple, presumably to pay a visit, was murdered along with the girl. It has been suspected that it was his doing. If this criminal murdered the man, you cannot tell what he may have done with the man's wife. May it please be your honor to look into this.
That corpse is the man who married my daughter. He did not come from Kyoto. He was a samurai in the town of Kofuku, the province of Wakasa. He is Kanazawano Takehiko and his age is 26. He was of gentle disposition, so I am sure he did nothing to provoke the anger of others. My daughter, her name is Masago, and she is 19. She is a spirited, fun-loving girl, but I am sure she has never known any man except Takehiko. She has a small, oval, dark-complected face with a mole at the corner of her left eye. All I know is that yesterday, Takehiko left for Casa with my daughter. What bad luck it is that things should have come to such a sad end. What has become of my daughter? I am resigned to giving up of my son-in-law as lost. I hate that Robert Tajomaru, or whatever his name is. Not only my son-in-law, but my daughter. I will never forgive him.
I killed him, but not her. Where's she gone? I can tell. Oh, wait a minute. No torture can make me confess what I do not know. Now things have come to such a head, I won't keep anything from you. Yesterday, around past noon, I met that couple. Just then, a puff of wind blew and raised her parasol. So, I caught a glimpse of her face. Instantly, it was again covered from my view. At that moment, I made up my mind to capture her, even if I had to kill her man. It's quite easy. I lured the couple into the mountains and told them there was an old mound in the mountain over there, and that I had dug it and opened. and found many mirrors and swords, then buried again into the things in a grove behind the mountain, and that I'd like to sell them at a low price. When they came to see me, he asked the woman to wait, and I misled her woman while he walked away. As soon as we got there, I seized him from behind, and because he was a trained sword-bearing warrior, he was quite strong. But he was taken by surprise, so there was no help for him. I soon tied him up. Suddenly, her woman came and drew a small sword. I dodged, but she kept slashing me. I managed to strike down her small sword without drawing my own. I was about to run away from the grove when she frantically clung to my arm. In broken fragments of words, she asked that either her husband or I die. She said it was more thriving than death to have her shame known to two men. I wanted to make her my wife even if I were to be struck by lightning. I wanted to make her my wife.
That man, after forcing me to yield with him, laughed mockingly as he looked at my bound husband. Just at that moment, I saw an indescribable light in my husband's eyes. The flash in his eyes was neither anger nor sorrow. Beneath the cold contempt in his eyes, there was hatred, shame, grief, and anger. Takehiro, I told him, since things have come to this pass, I cannot live with you. I'm determined to die, but you must die too. You saw my shame. I can't live with you alive as you are. My heart breaking, I looked for his sword. It must have been taken by the robber, but fortunately, my small sword was lying at my feet. Now give me your life and I'll follow you right away. I told him once again. Despising me, his look said only, "Kill me." I stabbed the small sword through the lilac-colored kimono into his breast. I tried to kill myself, but I have no strength to die. Unable to end my life, I'm still living in dishonor. What can I do? What can I do?
After violating my wife, the robber began to speak comforting words to her. But meanwhile, I winked at her many times, as much as to say, "Don't believe the robber." She was listening to his words. I was agonized by jealousy. The robber finally made his bold, brazen proposal. "Once your virtue is stained, You won't get along well with your husband. So won't you be my wife instead? It's my love for you that made me violent towards you." What did my beautiful wife said in answer to him while I was sitting bound there was, "Then take me away with you wherever you go." This is not the whole of her scene. If that were all, I wouldn't be tormented so much in the dark. When she was going out of the grove, as if in a dream, she pointed at me and said, "Kill him! I cannot marry you as long as he lives. Kill him!" The robber looked at me and said, "What will you do with her? Kill her or save her? You only have to nod. Kill her?" While I hesitated, she ran out of the grove, and he followed her after he untied me with his sword. After that was silence. I heard someone crying. I listened carefully and noticed that it was my own crying. I raised my exhausted body from the foot of the cedar, and in front of me was the small sword which my wife had dropped. I took it up and stabbed it into my breast. Blood flowed out through my mouth, but I couldn't feel any pain. Lying there, I was enveloped in deep silence.
Oh,